Ukraine's long-range drone campaign has achieved phenomenal results, effectively dismantling a fifth of Russia's oil refining system. What began as small-scale probing raids has now evolved into a sustained large-scale campaign aimed at dismantling Russia's ability to refine oil on a national scale, Euromaidan Press media outlet says. The hardest hit region is Samara, as a swarm of 29 drones struck the Kibyshev refinery, one of Russia's largest fuel producers, followed by a series of repeat attacks that stalled repair efforts and forced an extended shutdown. Fires erupted across hydrogen plants, storage tanks, and distillation units, knocking the facility entirely offline. Just days later, the nearby Cezron refinery was struck in a coordinated follow-up that damaged its AVT-6 unit and major reservoirs. Both sites were hit 6 times within 6 weeks, with the latest strikes targeting the replacement components and delaying any meaningful progress on repairs. In Saratov, Ukrainian drones returned 3 times in under 3 weeks to strike storage terminals and transfer pipelines, effectively resetting damage just as restoration began. Euromaidan Press says. The Ilsky and Afipsky refineries in Krasnodar Krai were also struck 5 times total within the last 6 weeks, completely disrupting output. These are not isolated events, as over the past 2 months, Ukraine has struck at least 15 major oil sites, including refineries and pumping stations across Russia. Conservative estimates suggest over 21% of Russia's total refining capacity has been damaged or disabled in the past 2 months alone. In Volgograd, Ukraine hit a refinery that processes over 15 million tons of crude annually, the largest in southern Russia. The strike sparked multiple fires across the processing units, forcing an emergency shutdown that halted operations at Russia's largest refinery in the south. Euromaidan Press reports. In Ryazan, fires broke out in 2 of the highest capacity refining modules, the AVT for crude distillation unit and LWET-6 atmospheric vacuum unit, which were both damaged. Together, they account for much of the plant's daily output. At Kibyshev, one of the largest refineries in northwest Russia, the damage done by an unknown number of Ukrainian drones reduced output by up to 40%. In Ufa, one of the densest fuel-producing hubs in the country, Ukraine struck 2 refineries just kilometers apart, as both the Bovo-Ufimsky and Salavat refineries were hit. At Salavat, Ukraine set fire to the AVT-4 cracking unit, which processes heavy crude into gasoline and diesel, making it essential for both military and civilian fuel supplies across the region, Euromaidan Press says. In Bashkortostan, more than 1,400 kilometers from Ukraine, the Gazprom Salavat plant was damaged in a rare long-range drone strike that bypassed early warning systems completely. Pumping stations and pipelines have also become targets, as in the Vladimir region, the Votorovo pumping station was hit 3 separate times, knocking out part of the diesel supply line to the Moscow ring. In a separate operation, Ukrainian drones hit the Kibyshev-Tikhoretsk pipeline network, setting fire to pumping nodes and temporarily halting flows to the Novorossiysk export terminal. Multiple rounds of strikes not only prolong outages, but also exhaust local emergency response teams, and Russia's rushed attempts to restart operations after each attack are often exploited by Ukraine, which at times follows up with strikes to destroy newly installed components before they can enter service.
Yemen's Houthi rebels said Friday that at least 9 people were killed by Israeli strikes on the country's rebel-held capital of Sana'a the previous day, the latest in an increase in exchanges between Israel and the Iranian-backed rebels over the war in Gaza. According to Associated Press, the strikes on Thursday afternoon came a day after a drone launched by the Houthis wounded 22 people in the southern Israeli city of Eilat, a rare breach of Israel's air defenses. According to the health ministry in the Houthi-controlled northern half of Yemen, which includes Sana'a, for children, 2 women and 3 older people were among the dead. Rebel officials also said 59 children, 35 women and 80 older people were among the wounded. Medics were still searching for victims believed to be trapped under rubble, the rebels said, indicating the casualty tolls could rise. The Israeli military said Thursday it carried out strikes in Yemen, with dozens of aircraft targeting Houthi military command headquarters, military camps and security and intelligence facilities. A Houthi spokesperson, Omar el-Bekadi, said Thursday the Israeli strikes targeted residential neighborhoods and electricity facilities and claimed the Houthis' defense systems had thwarted a large part of the attack. According to Sana'a residents, one of the strikes hit a building in a densely populated area in Sana'a, believed to have housed a Houthi leader. Israel has launched previous airstrikes in response to the Houthis firing missiles and drones at Israel. The Houthis have launched missiles and drones toward Israel and targeted ships in the Red Sea for over 22 months, saying they are attacking in solidarity with Palestinians during the war in Gaza.
Yo, no there. Fala la edge.